On the show tonight, we embark on a journey to unlock the secrets of optimal living. You're watching DXB Today.
Good evening to one and all. Welcome yet again to another edition of DXB Today. So tonight, we're going to explore the secrets to healthy living, as we mentioned, from the inside out. From tips to maintaining your overall well-being, to the latest trends in both beauty and skincare.
Now, whether you're a skincare aficionado, a beauty enthusiast, or simply looking for ways to enhance your well-being, we've got something for you.
We will be sharing the latest tips and tricks from industry experts, uncovering the hottest beauty trends and discussing the science behind achieving a healthy mind and body. So, speaking of skincare routine, Tom, how many steps would you say? How many steps would you say you have as part of your skincare routine every night and morning?
Soap, water, bed.
Oh, wow.
No.
Jealous.
No, one of the reasons we came to, well, the reason we came to Dubai back in the day is because my wife used to work in the spa industry. So she came out to open the spa at the Burj Al Arab when it opened. So there has never been any shortage of product in our bathroom. And I have been there's been a long campaign to try and get Tom to be a bit more regular with his product.
But you're still just happy with your soap and water and sleep?
I do a bit of
moisturising.
Oh, look at you!
Cleansing, toning, every now and again.
Toning too?
Used to, not so much nowadays.
What about you, Louis?
I would say 5 steps.
Okay.
How many steps for you?
So for me, typically, I like to first clean off all my makeup with a makeup remover and a cotton pad.
Yes.
Once I've done that, I like to...
The show's only an hour, okay?
It's okay, it's okay. It's okay. I think I can manage this in about 60 minutes or so. So once I've removed my makeup with my makeup remover, I like to use an exfoliating face wash. Once I've done that, now is when the skincare routine starts. So typically for me, it's eye cream, very important. No crow's feet for me, thank you very much. And a serum, sometimes I'm a bit lazy to use serum, so I skip that and then I move on to moisturizer. Followed by, sometimes I apply a little bit of Vaseline at the tip of my nose because it gets a little bit dry over there. So that's about my skincare routine.
One big thing we're doing today is, obviously there's one focus of what you can put into your skin, but it's also about what you put into your body and therefore the optimal fitness, the optimal well-being that can bring you.
So it's the inside going out.
Exactly.
Yes.
Taking your vitamins is so important. I, in fact, ordered these pill boxes from Amazon just to make sure that I take all my vitamins because that stuff is very important. Especially once you cross 35, taking care of your body is almost a second job, I'd say.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So it'd be interesting to find out everyone's routines, but also speaking to a number of special guests as well throughout the show today to get a bit more as to maybe a few things, routines we haven't thought about up until date. Who knows? Right, before we go any further, though, listen, us three will be chartering these choppy waters over the course of the next 60 minutes, but we have got a very special guest joining us as our guest co-host today, a leading healthcare influencer and a pioneer in the study of genetics and genes and awareness of genetic disorders across the entire region. It gives me great pleasure now to introduce to you our guest co-host today.
Marhaba. My name is Maryam Matar. I am a physician and scientist. Please join us today to discover the myth and the fact about longevity.
Yeah, Her Excellency Dr. Maryam will be joining us shortly, share more with us. But before we dive into today's main topic, a little bit of an aside if we can. Amy recently had a chat with not one but 2 WWE stars while they were here in the city. They were visiting, Amy went along, let's take a look.
Hi, it's Amy Kitchenman here, and I have got an exclusive interview for you all at DXB today with the WWE superstars Bianca Belair, Montez Ford and Mustafa Ali. So if you want to find out what they thought of their recent visit to Dubai, then keep watching. So joining me now is Bianca Belair and Montez Ford from WWE. Guys, welcome so much to DXB today.
Thank you for having us.
No, the pleasure is all ours. So I understand that it's both of your first time in Dubai. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been up to in this amazing city?
We've done so much. We've been here but almost 24 hours, but we've done so much. We went to the Burj Khalifa. We went to the highest point, the highest floor that you can go, the tallest floor that you could go. We went to the Sky View Observatory and we slid on the top of Dubai, which
I was brave.
He was very brave.
Very brave.
Yeah. Maybe not so much me.
I saw Bianca Belair and Montez Ford conquer their fear of heights. That was an experience. You're welcome, guys.
But I did it. And then we went to the Museum of the Future and we went and saw the play La Pearl. So we had an amazing day.
Wow, you've had a really full 24 hours.
Full 24 hours, yeah.
I know that you've recently been to Saudi Arabia and you performed Umrah there in Jeddah. Can you tell me a little bit about that experience?
It was such an amazing experience. A big thank you to the GEA for setting that up. A big thanks to the WWE social team for setting that up. I had the incredible opportunity of performing Umrah on the last 10 days of Ramadan. And it was so funny because, well, not funny, a blessing actually is what I'm trying to say. My wife and I were discussing, hey, with this schedule, when am I going to have time to go do Umrah? When am I going to have time to go do Hajj? And I just couldn't figure out. And part of me was like, maybe towards the tail end of my career or something. And a week later, WWE called and said, hey, you know, we have this media junket that we need you to attend. Would you like to do Umrah as well?
How do you maintain your regime when you're traveling?
So, like, in between shows, so, like, for instance, like, we'll have SmackDown on Friday, and we'll have 2 live shows on Saturday and Sunday. And so, in between the shows, like, we'll find a hotel, and in those cities, we'll try to find a gym or something to train either before the show or after the show, and just make sure we get a workout in, because that's usually the time we have it.
So let's talk about diversity. So obviously we're seeing more and more diversity within WWE. How do you feel like being at the forefront of that, and how do you inspire others, you know, from different backgrounds that would want to pursue a career as a professional athlete?
I mean, to me, it's a loaded question because I feel like it's been my life story, right? Growing up as a Muslim American, but also as a lifelong WWE fan, I've been obsessed with WWE my entire life. It's all I've ever wanted to do. I've had stints in other professions, but the entire time chasing this dream. You know, I was the kid that was playing with action figures for 3-4 hours and making his own little match card. I would take long white socks and take a black marker and make like wrestling boots out of it. I broke every single piece of furniture in my house. My mom and dad, I'm sorry, I'll pay you back.
I'm sure your parents are happy with that.
Yeah, they're thrilled with it. And to finally be able to do this now, it's a full circle moment, because I remember watching and I would never get to see someone that looked like me, that had a name like mine, presented in a positive way.
Well, that was a truly amazing experience, getting to know the WWE superstars that little bit better. I'm feeling truly inspired, and I think I might take up wrestling. So guys in the studio, you better watch out.
Thank you, Amy, for that. I don't care what anyone says. The greatest WWE superstar of all time is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And if you don't agree with me, you're simply wrong, and we can be friends. Now, Dr. Maryam, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Ashwarya.
As much as I'd love to listen to your take on Shawn Michaels, I should ask you, I should pick your brains about beauty and wellness, because you are an influencer in the healthcare sector and a pioneer in the study of genetics. Can you tell us a little bit more about your background?
Indeed. First of all, thank you for having me here today. I am a physician. First of all, I'm an Emirati woman, where I'm so proud to be Emirati. I'm a graduate of medical college in 2000, and in 2001 I got a license to practice as a physician. I was planning to be a plastic surgeon. My nightmare is my wrinkles anywhere in my body. But during my internship I came across Thalassemia Center in Al-Wasl Hospital, in Latifa Hospital, and at that moment I changed my whole thought about my specialty. I went to a specialty called community physician. So in the afternoon I used to practice in the clinic, and in the morning I go and try to empower my community with a knowledge where they can prevent some genetic disorders simply by having an early detection of those mutations before even they plan to go and propose for any female within the neighborhood. So it started with a small initiative from my lovely mother. My both parents, they don't write and read, but we are 9 brothers and sisters, and we are all highly educated. You can imagine the ambition which our parents have here in the United Arab Emirates. So from that time, I came in across where I usually come back from school and I will be so passionate talking how I was a physician helping. And at that time, my mother, she saw me quite weak, some weeks that I come so depressed. And she was wondering, Maryam, what happened? Then I told her, Mama, I want to get rid of this rotation because it breaks my heart to see the suffering of our children. Every 3 weeks they come for blood transfusion. Every day for 12 hours we need to install this machine in their tummy. And I told her, we need to do something. She said, Maryam, what we should do? I said, Mama, there should be a law where nobody allowed to get married in my country unless they are screened for these diseases. And I went with 2 proposals to the senior in the hospital. Till today, I remember what he told me, Ashwarya. He told me, Maryam, you're a physician. You need to specialize, wait for the patient to come to your clinic and give them a treatment. But you can imagine, Ashwarya, my lovely mother who cannot read and write. When I explained to her, she came back within less than half an hour telling me, Maryam, our neighbor's son is proposing to our neighbor daughter. And as you know, still today in UAE, in our local neighborhood, every Friday from 9 to 11, ladies, they gather for gossiping, trying new recipes. So my mother, she said, this week I'll call the ladies to come over and you try to explain to them and let them come to the hospital and screen them. Can imagine, Ashwarya, within a small initiative of my mother in 2001, in 2005, March, I was the guest of honor in the cabinet when this law was approved. Right now, nobody in my lovely country gets married unless they are screened for sexually transmitted disease as well as some common genetic disorder. And the physician will upgrade the test according to the family history of the new couple. So the whole mission started from there, and I started to be recognized and appreciated from my community and raised up with their hands and their trust.
Well, as Ash was saying, Dr. Maryam, you are regarded a pioneer in this field, and obviously you've inspired many others to follow. You currently sit as the chairperson and the president of the Emirates Genetic Diseases Association. How important has it been to you and to others to establish that association, to build that framework moving forward?
I can relate that to one of the most important national projects on the level of the country, which is the whole gene mapping of UAE population. You can imagine this national project started back in 2007 from this small organization. We did the first pilot study in 2007 where no one in the region was talking about population screening program. So at that time, we were able to screen 11,211 individuals from United Arab Emirates, age of 18 to 28. And we came to know exactly the right prevalence and incidence of some of the most common genetic diseases in the country. And you can imagine from 2007 till 2021, when this national campaign, national project was announced, you can imagine how much hard work and modification of laws, articles, infrastructure, making sure that the country is ready to do this project, and learning from, let's say, I cannot say the mistake, learning from all those accumulative experience from advanced countries like UK, like United States, Japan. So we came up with a very lovely, constructive, collective approach, which is unified to my lovely young country with 200 nationalities, where we believe that we are different because these 200 nationalities, we owe them a lot. They are one of the main reasons why we as a woman in United Arab Emirates quite different than any woman from the region. Because we have this opportunity, we are lucky to have a day to take contact with you, with Ashwarya, where you have this knowledge and experience, where we exchange it on day and day. And we believe we owe you a lot. So thank you very much for your contributing.
Not at all.
In developing my country, developing a woman in this part of the world. But it all goes back to you guys. Thank you very much.
Dr. Maryam, if I may, you have done so much for your country, for your countrymen, of course with the help of your mother as well for pushing you to go this far. But what would you say would be your biggest achievement?
Yes. And allow me to tell you, I didn't do it alone. It's my team. I'm only leading them. So it's a collective achievement between all of us. And one of the one of the time where I was so proud of all those awards which I got, it is an award which I received in 2021. It was from the Arab League. And at that time, I got an award which called Pioneer Researcher in the Arab World. And you can imagine, when we say Arab World, there is Egypt, who is, God knows how older than us as a development concept. There is Saudi Arabia, Jordan. But for someone from United Arab Emirates to pioneer the researcher in this part of the world, even myself, I said, I believe there is other researcher who deserve this award more than me. But it came to know that I had one of the criteria which was not existing in the rest of my colleague, that I made sure whatever research I've done in the lab, it was immediately implemented, and it's outside the context of the lab of publication. So that's what makes different. And according to them, they would like to send a very strong message to the young scientists that you need to work on something which will have a direct contribution to your community rather than the number of your publication or your career and academic development.
That's beautiful. Yes, so as much as we want to talk about this at length, we will be getting back to that later on. But for now, coming up, we are going to take a look into something I am very excited to learn about. And I'm sure a lot of you will be excited to learn about this too. Non-invasive anti-aging techniques. Stay with us here on DXB Today. Welcome back. We are joined in the studio by a woman who is empowering people to thrive in their pursuit of wellness and vitality. Please welcome Dr. Heike Libb-Wilson, the founder of Brightly Labs. Good evening. Thank you for joining us, Heike.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Brightly Labs?
Well, Brightly Labs is a brand which I have developed over the last 3 years, mainly based because I had personally experienced because of aging. Because I'm 54. And I had problems on my spine, you know, that one of my discs nearly dissolved because of aging, and I didn't know what to do. And so I consulted some doctors in Germany, and they recommended to me to use some collagen, and which I did. And then it really was very effective for me. So after like 2-3 months, I was back on my horse running 10 kilometers, and like, wow, that's amazing. So I then looked deeper into it and studied what's actually, you know, what are the sources, where can you source collagen from, and what is really important, what effect has it on your body. And that was then I realized that actually everybody should really take collagen, you know, at least majority of the people, because it has, our body naturally reduces its own production of collagen. So when you look at our physics, around about 30% of our body is protein, and 90% of that protein is collagen. So you literally have collagen nearly all over your body.
So I suppose that begs the next question. Where do you get collagen from?
You have 4 sources. You can source it from bovine, beef, chicken, pork, and marine collagen. Marine is the one which is most compatible for the human body. So most of my products are marine collagen based. I have 2 for people who have just allergy for fish, which would not be suitable for them. So this is why but it's more expensive, you know, yet it's the one who is more efficient in my point of view.
And it's a supplement, is it?
It's a supplement, yeah. You take it orally, and it really helps.
Dr. Heike, I believe that silk pillowcases have gained a lot of popularity for beauty reasons and even for sleep purposes. Me personally, I'm a cotton sheets and pillowcase kind of gal, but there are so many advantages of sleeping over silk, particularly your mulberry silk pillowcases. Why are they considered to be so luxurious, and what would you say are the benefits of them?
Well, it's part of my collection. I brought here one of the silk, the mulberry silk eye masks. Because when I looked at it, you know, what do I do? So people have commented on my reverse of aging. They could see pictures from me 10 years ago. I looked so much older than I look today. So I'm not only taking collagen, but I'm also sleeping on silk pillowcases, and you have here 2. One is the classic silk mask, eye mask, and this is the one for artificial eyelashes, so it doesn't sit straight on your eyes, you know. Yeah, and you can wash machine wash them, so it's really. But most important, you know, when you spill, for example, water in your kitchen, you tap it off with a cotton towel. So that's exactly what you do at night with your face. When you bed your face on a cotton pillowcase, it actually takes the entire hydration of your skin. So in the morning when you wake up, you have like this tense or tight feeling of your skin, and this is why you don't like the natural attributes of silk doesn't do that. So it also no bacteria.
Absolutely, and especially when, for example, when we talk about collagen, it's very essential.
Yes,
and as well as the pillow, and I'm sure everybody agrees that there is no one size fits all. And with our better understanding of our genetics and epigenetics, we came to know the ethnicity of the people does matter with whatever we take. For example, it's well known if you will ask somebody of the type of collagen, which type should I take, which resources. It's very important to bear in mind. If you're a person who is living for the past 20, 30 years next to the sea, it's better to go with marine. But if you are a Bedouin and from Arab area and from this region, it's much preferable to go for the animal resources. And when we talk about longevity and health, we have to bear in mind it's not only collagen, it's not only silk. I hope you agree with me.
Totally.
It's a very comprehensive tools and element which should come together. And we have to bear in mind whatever we ingest or we put on our skin, it should first go and take the advice of your physician, especially if we are taking any type of supplement or medication, because sometimes small element like collagen, if you will take it with a medication where you are trying to improve your liver enzyme, it might have a very bad side effect. It might interact with your medication. So it's very important for people to know the importance of collagen, but as well they have to bear in mind that you need to make sure to take the right advice, and that whatever you will have as a supplement, it doesn't interact with a medication or a proper medical therapy or a program you are on.
That's great advice. But to bring you back in, Dr. Hake, would you say there are any dietary recommendations or superfoods that we can include as part of our daily lifestyle?
Absolutely. I think the natural way, for example, in my routine, I have like lemon, I have fresh ginger, I take cinnamon. Obviously, cinnamon is very good for your metabolism. So I start my day usually in the morning with having fresh ginger, fresh lemon. I make a little smoothie. I scoop 2 scoops of collagen in it, and this is how I start my day. And it really, the attributes of ginger helps you as well to maintain healthy. On top of having enough water, that you drink like 2-3 liters water a day, just to hydrate your body.
Now, just another one. I know you are both professionals in the field, and other than everything that we put in our body, are there any recommendations that you have that we do outside of our body to, maintain this youthful appearance?
Botox.
Well, I'm not a fan of Botox, so I don't do Botox. I don't do facials, or I believe in natural aging, non-invasive aging, So that's my mantra. And I think being sporty and active, doing your 15 to 20,000 steps, if you are in shape. Obviously, I always recommend if people are already a little bit healthier by body shape, they first have to reduce, because if you then walk or run, it's a stress for your joints. But in general, if you do some like 2-3 times a week, some exercise, which I do, which not only physically builds muscle, but also for your brain. With pushing and running, it really, circulates the blood into your brain, and it in general keeps you healthier.
Sunshine?
As well, vitamin D you need.
What about vitamin D as well? Anything you would add as well?
Yes, it's very important. I believe in Botox. I believe in filler. They makes us look better, but we need to know moderate things in everything. It's what is essential. But again, we need to bear in mind the different ethnicity and interaction with different things. Sleep, sleep, sleep.
Yes.
Yes.
We have to be
talking to a guy that gets on the radio every morning.
Sleep, everybody. The best anti-aging and where we can live, extend our healthy age or biological age, is sleep. We have to be in bed at least 2 hours before midnight. So we will have at least we have the first cycle. As you know, the sleep goes through 5 main cycles, which are repeated every 90 minutes. So we need to make sure at least we go to the second stage of sleep for the first cycle before midnight. And you cannot imagine, our body is a miracle. It will be able to repair whatever process damage happened during the day. with little help of the sleep.
Show a little respect to the body.
Indeed.
This is also why I recommend when you go and you have, for example, whatever medication you have, you do it during the night. So I make sure, even if I miss the morning, I take my collagen at night, because this is where the recovery happens in your body. You know, your rejuvenation and recovery happens during the sleep, which is
it's
so
a natural
important.
repair shop, is it?
Exactly.
Listen, Dr. Hagar, we can't thank you enough. Thanks so much indeed for coming in, shedding a bit more light on this very important subject. So thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Right, let's move on to today's Spotlight now. Today's Spotlight is on an expert in the field of aesthetic dermatology. Here is our interview with Dr. Razana Gazayan, the managing partner at the Al Bira Clinic.
Hi, I am Rosanna, managing partner of Al Bira Clinic. I am 11 years in Dubai. When I came to Dubai, I didn't know how to speak English. So it was very difficult, very challenging. I started as a marketing, and slowly, I was able, with God's help, I was able to become as a manager, later on managing partner. I started establishing aesthetic department in this clinic. I was so lucky because I had a great team and determination. Every day, every second, we're getting bombarding with different type of offers, very attractive and seducing treatments, beautiful pictures here and there, new doctors appear, celebrity doctor, which is all fantastic and good. But as a patient, we need to understand that our safety, our skin safety, it's important. We need to follow age group, which we do in Al Bira very strictly. Certain age group cannot do treatment, which is for different age group. At Al Bira, we are carrying a standards, gold standards at all time. Yes, it's true. It's very challenging. Most of the time, our patients, they just go away because they say, oh, you know, your doctor refused to do this treatment. Why our doctor refusing? Because this is not good for your skin, not good for your well-being. Long-term vision for Al Bira Clinic is to spread our ideas, our goals, our standards, not only in UAE and Dubai. We are hoping to go to African region. We are already having a contract in Saudi Arabia. We are working in Indian market as well. Florence of 21st century, it's Dubai. You're an artist, it's a best place to be. You are a doctor, it's a fantastic place to operate and work. You're an architect, it's a great place to come. I believe Dubai is a magnet for everybody. I think first thing early morning, what I would do skydiving. I was thinking to do it such a long time. Then if I'm still okay, I will go home and maybe I will do some pasta with my daughter. She likes to eat pasta.
Dr. Razana Gazarian there from the Al Bira Clinic. Right, that was our Spotlight. Time now for the Roundup. Ash has got the latest.
Wellness tourism, defined as travel associated with the pursuit of maintaining or enhancing one's personal well-being, has become a significant contender in travel tourism, making up 18% of the global tourism market in 2022. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, wellness took on a new urgency and became a priority rather than a luxury. Both top-tier hotel operators and destinations are incorporating holistic and advanced wellness treatments, hoping to get a piece of the multi-trillion-dollar pie. Have you guys been to any of the wellness trips? My friend, in fact, the other day was just telling me that we should go to Thailand together because they have so many wellness retreats over there. Have any of you been to one of these?
I've heard a lot about them, but I haven't had the chance to. But I know that UAE is also fixing itself as one of the wellness destinations.
Yes, indeed. We have a lovely destination in United Arab Emirates, in Dubai, in Ras Al Khaimah. And I think, again, I go back to epigenetics. As you know, epigenetic is a new field in medicine where we try to address the relationship between our genetic makeup and how it does interact with our environment. Either it's the food we take, it's the sunlight, it's the toxic from whatever we use. So when it comes to epigenetics, it's always recommended to go back to your roots. If you are from this part of the world, try to find a retreat, spa or a resort where it has the same elements from the food and from your origin. For example, if I have any genes of ethnicity from India, it's more preferable for me to go and do my retreat in India.
Oh.
If I have ethnicity from Europe, it's more advisable to go to Europe to do my retreat. So again, we go back to a basic science where it is backed up with evidence-based research. It goes back to epigenetics. So regardless of where you will go, please make sure you know your ethnicities, and from there we start the whole plan for our journey.
That is so
and
interesting.
I know that huge advances here in medical tourism in a number of different ways, be it aesthetic, be it, of course, the more natural approach as well, and the alternative approaches. There's a real industry building here. And why not? I mean, you look at the tourism numbers that are coming into the UAE at the moment, and it is an element of tourism that can't be ignored at the moment. I haven't checked myself in yet, Lisa.
Neither have I, to be honest. But I have heard that the numbers are going to exponentially increase when it comes to wellness tourism by 2030. So that is definitely a very, very promising industry.
I'm sure wellness tourism is an entire episode on its own.
For sure, yes.
But we will be going on a quick break for now. We will be learning soon about clean beauty when we return, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to the show. Right, let's continue with our theme, and our next guest here in studio is a leader in the natural beauty movement. It is a warm welcome to Mamta Nehelani, the founder of Apothecary by Mamta. Thanks so much indeed for being with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Right, so there I am, you know, and I think that I've sort of got my finger on the pulse of the industry, and there's new trends coming in, there's new words, and then I get a new one, clean beauty as well. So how does clean beauty differ from other forms of beauty?
Right. So clean beauty generally is when a brand is very transparent. You will see all the ingredients are mentioned clearly on the ingredient list. They're ethically conscious, they're environmentally conscious. So it's a combination of these three things. Natural could be naturally derived ingredients, which doesn't mean that they're necessarily clean. So the clean products that you're getting in clean beauty are 100% natural, 100% clean, and the best for the environment as well.
Organic?
Sometimes and sometimes not. It depends. You'll have to have a look at the certifications on the ingredient list. So yeah, that depends, but it generally completely clean, yes.
Mamta, I want to know a little bit more about the whole clean beauty revolution. Do you think it has been well embraced in this part of the world?
Absolutely. I think actually we are one of the pioneers. I see everyone moving into the wellness space in the UAE more than most places in the world, and it really does fall under that wellness umbrella. Wellness is having a big moment globally, as well as here in the UAE. And one thing that people need to take into consideration is, under this wellness umbrella, while they're healthy eating, while they're doing their meditations, they also need to be looking at the ingredients on their skincare products and what they're putting on their skin. Your skin is your largest organ, goes directly into your bloodstream, whereas food takes a while. It goes into your digestive tract, takes time to get into your bloodstream. So yeah, I think we've hit the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more to uncover there.
So if we would go back, especially for the basic elements, from where you get them and on which base you select your ingredients.
So I look for sustainable. That's the first thing I look for. So our shea butter, for example, is from West Africa. Our coconut oil is from the best plantations in India. Lavender oil is from a small farm in Luberon in Provence. So it really depends on the ingredients that we're using, but we do source them ethically and make sure everything is very sustainable. And in small batches. We do everything in small batches as well.
Now, speaking of the source, now are there certain ingredients that people should be watching out for when they're purchasing products?
Absolutely. So I think the clean beauty market is unregulated pretty much across the world. So people just assume because it's out there it's safe to put on our skin, which is a myth. Everyone needs to be looking at these ingredients very carefully. Parabens, sulfates, phthalates, formaldehyde, which was a big one that was used for hair straightening. Not so long ago, everyone was doing it. That actually causes hair loss. So now that we're being educated on all this and we're seeing what these chemicals are that are so disruptive to our bodies, hormonal disruptors, they're cancer-causing chemicals. I think people are becoming much more educated and looking out for these ingredients and avoiding them.
Let's go back to the toxicity.
Yes.
Yeah, especially that our skin is vibrated, breathe, and take in too many of those elements.
Yes.
So I don't know, when we talk about toxic materials, what makes your product different than others? And is there any specific area where, let's say, the audience today, they have to be careful when they get, especially with the terminology of organic?
Yes.
Is that enough to say it's a good product?
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. So as soon as there's a lot of greenwashing happening with marketing in these products, and as soon as people see leaves on a packet and organic, they automatically assume that it's safe to put on skin. Again, it's all about reading the ingredient list. One rule of thumb is if there's water in a product, that means there are chemicals in a product, because there needs to be preservatives to keep that water clean. So then you know for sure that product is laden with chemicals. Clean beauty products don't have water in them because it would go rancid, it would oxidize immediately. So look out for products that don't have preservatives in them, and that's when the shelf life becomes much shorter, because there are no preservatives. So clean beauty generally has a much shorter shelf life.
More regulation needed?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially in this country, yes. Okay. Everything is very well regulated in the UAE.
Yeah. No, it's interesting when you're talking that so much onus is now being put on the consumer to do sort of background checks as opposed to other organisations. But I suppose everyone's looking to take advantage of what is a hugely profitable business.
Everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon, wants to market it in a certain way when it's not actually what should be out there. And for example, the FDA in the US has about 300 chemicals that they've banned, whereas the EU has over 1,500.
Yes.
So it just goes to show it's a highly unregulated market at the moment.
Where can we find your products?
Right now, the website is up, and we have a little kiosk at Departure Nakheel Mall.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, which is my favorite place.
Well, thank you so much, Mamta.
Thank you so much.
Really, really helpful to have that conversation with you. But I'm going to direct my eyes right now on Dr. Maryam, because we've got DXB in 60. This is where we check how much exactly you remember from the show. And all our co-hosts have done it. Are you ready to take on the challenge? That answers it all. But I'm going to give you 60 seconds on the clock and just try to answer as many as you can. All right?
That's good.
Our 60 seconds starts in 3, 2, 1. What is the name of the founder of Brightly Labs who was a guest on the show? Is it A, Dr. Heike Lib-Wilson, or B, Dr. Kim Branson?
Help, please.
Dr. Heike Lib-Wilson.
Okay, A?
Yes, A is correct. Second question. What is the name of the founder of The Apothecary by Mamta, who we have on as a guest today?
Mamta.
A, Mamta Nilani. A is correct. 3, which genetic disorder is characterized by the absence of pigmentation in the skin, hair, and eyes? Albinism or vitiligo?
Albinism.
Albinism is correct. Complete this saying. Beauty is in the eye of A, society, or B, beholder?
Society, maybe.
B, beholder would be the right answer. What does SPF stand for? Skin protection formula or sun protection factor?
Sun protection factor.
That is correct. What is the recommended amount of water intake per day for healthy skin? 2 cups or 8 cups?
I can say your weight divided by 30.
No.
Which is the right answer.
That is the correct answer, of course. 5 points. Let's take a look at the leaderboard.
Yeah, congratulations. On to the leaderboard. Well done to you, Dr.
Wow.
Well done to you. Make it onto the finalist
Ladies,
board.
thank you so much. Mamta, thank you so much for coming on the show and telling us and giving us more insight into clean beauty. It's definitely an area that I personally haven't tapped into much, but I'm really looking forward to understanding it a bit more. And Dr. Maryam, thank you so much for talking to us about the wellness side of things. Yes. I mean, beauty and wellness is so much beyond just what we apply on our skin, and we've learned a thing or two from you today. Thank you so much for being our wonderful co-host today.
Thank you very much for having me here today.
Right, time for a short break, and you do not want to miss out on tonight's performance, so make sure you come right back.
Welcome back to DXB Today. Joining me right now, we've got the lovely Alexa Bash, who is no stranger to the show. She has been here before. Alexa, welcome back.
Hi, thank you. Nice to be here again.
Now, for those who haven't caught her on the show, why don't you tell us a little bit about your music? What kind of music is Alexa Bash known for?
Well, I think music is very personal for me, and usually when I'm writing, so I have something to say, and it's based on my personal experience, what I've been going through.
Oh.
So that's the music from Alexa
So whenever
Bash.
we listen to your songs, we know we're listening to a story of your life.
Yeah, true.
Oh, beautiful.
True.
Now, I know you had an album out. Could you
Yes.
tell us about how it's been so far since you released Dark Angels?
Yes, oh, it was very beautiful because it was my debut album, and I released it already 1 year ago. Yes, but it's still, it's a lot of good feedback going on.
That's good.
It's 8 songs there, and the most important that the album is conceptual. So it was built like every song is connected with each other, and it's like a story, very big transformational story.
Completely made here in the UAE.
Yes, yes, yes.
And tell us about this next single of yours.
Oh, the next single just latestly that I just released. It's called Silence, and it's a bit different from what I wrote before, but it's also about women empowerment.
Oh, nice.
And yes, and it's also a very personal song. It's how to find your inner power, to break the silence and create the life for what you want for yourself, your dream life.
That's a beautiful message. Do you try to insert a lot about what you believe in, your values, in the songs that you sing?
Yes, exactly.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And where can we catch you on socials, if you want to let us know?
Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
We just
Yes.
look for Alexa Bash.
Yes. True.
Well, I will
Yeah.
be letting you continue setting up, and we will be excited to hear your song later on. Now let's go back to Tom and Ash.
Cheers, Louis. Thanks so much indeed for that. Now, a quick reminder before we get into that performance that tomorrow we're giving away a one-night stay for 2 with breakfast down at the amazing Palazzo Versace Hotel right here in Dubai. Couldn't be simpler. Last chance for you to get into the draw. Head down to the Dubai One Instagram page now. Find the competition post. It's up there on the page somewhere. And let us know why you want to win. Do that and you could win.
Yes, please. We would also love to hear from you. You can use the hashtag DXB today to let us know what exciting things you would like to see on the show.
Well, that's it from us tonight. Louis, ready to wrap things up?
I am ready. Of course, that is all for us tonight here at the studio at DXB Today. Step into the weekend with us at this same time tomorrow for a very special Friday show. For now, I've been wanting to say this. Alexa, play some music for us, please.